Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Primlegal, and of course, I'm your host, Priscilla. Thank you for joining us in another session today. We're very grateful. Thank you for taking our time to listen to today's edition. And as for my subscribers, in fact, I think I should start issuing you guys balloons now at this stage. And as for those of you that this is your first time, please subscribe and like this video, and please share. I'm sure you have people that have reasons to listen to a video like this and of course get better. Now today we'll be talking about a very simple topic. It's actually two topics in one, but it's actually a simple topic, and it is assault and physical injury. Basically it's physical injury because I feel like it's our time we talk to people that, of course, there's a thin line between disciplining someone and inflicting injury on the person, and that we have to do with those set of people I'm talking about right now. Our parents, our Nigerian parents, or better still, our African parents. In as much as we know the importance of disciplining a child, we should also understand that the law provides that physical injury is an offense. Inflicting physical injury on people is an offense, and the word there is people, so it's not just, it has nothing to do with strangers. It can also be those that you love and all that. So we're going to go again with the Violence Against People Prohibition Act of 2015. We're going to define what that offense is, and of course we're going to talk about the punishment attached to it. Then we'll move further to say a little bit about assault and of course the punishment attached to it. So let's start with physical injury. Now the law says in section 2 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 that a person is said to inflict injury when he or she willfully causes or inflicts physical injury on another person by means of any weapon, substance, or object. Why I'm actually talking to the Nigerian parents is because I know how many times children can really step on your toes, and children will always do that. And as a result of that, we want to make sure we instill proper discipline in them. And of course, that leads us to using available means and method to do this. Now, but over time, we have come to discover that I don't know if I want to say that some of these parents just go overboard. We cannot have a situation where we have kids having injuries on them, marks, like as if someone used blade or something on them or something like that, and they're looking very tattered, and they look like people that, I don't know, went through slave trade and whips and all that. The truth is, the law is saying, look, that is no longer discipline. You have now entered the domain of physical injury, and there's a punishment, and the punishment prescribed by section 2 of the same act says imprisonment not exceeding 5 years. So that's there. We're talking 5 years here. And if we're talking 5 years, I don't know what you think 5 years in prison would do to you. Now, for every other person, I think it's hard time you understand that, this whole idea of running into the house when you're fighting with someone, you bring out belts and you hit the person, or you're having quarrel with someone, you go inside, you bring out belts, blades, and try to slash the person's skin, try to prove a point. Look, I hope you know that you are playing with 5 years imprisonment here. That is some weird thing to do. And the law is saying, look, any form of weapon, because think about it, weapon is there are lots of things that can make weapon. We have razors, we have canes, we have belts, we have anything that can be used to inflict injury on someone's body, and you do that, you go ahead to do it. The law is saying what you are doing at that point in time is simple. You are inflicting physical injury on someone, and there is punishment for that. So now I want you to understand that this goes wide. So whether it's your maid in the house that misbehave, you should be careful of how you decide to mete out your punishment or your treatment on that person. What the law is just trying to say is stop inflicting injury on people. People are not born for you to inflict injury on them. Stop inflicting injury on them. And if you don't, if they decide to go to the Nigerian police and take you up, and of course decide to get a good lawyer and decide to push the case, you are going to find yourself standing inside the dock in a courtroom, and from there, who knows, you probably will find yourself in one of the correctional centers in Nigeria. Now we're going to go over to assault. Now you have to understand that physical injury is like a form of assault, but it's not the only thing that can constitute assault. Assault means, apprehension, unwarranted contact, like I don't want you around me, but no, you have insisted that you must be around me. These are some forms of assault, and the criminal code section 355 provides that, look, any person who unlawfully assaults another person and thereby does him harm is guilty of felony and is liable to imprisonment for 3 years. Now, this assault can be very well defined as an illegal act of causing physical harm or wanted physical contact to another person, or threat or attempt to do so. It can happen with or without a weapon. Now, the reason why I decided to join these two topics is because, first and foremost, physical injury has to be with a weapon, while assault doesn't necessarily need a weapon. So you have a situation whereby you can assault someone without using a weapon. You can assault them by, constituting threats around them. You can assault them by hitting them with your hands or your body, or trying to intimidate them or threatening them. These are assaults, and the law is saying, look, if you do this, you are liable 3 years imprisonment. And you see, it goes on to say, look, whether it is physical harm or unwanted physical contact. So this whole idea of I'm standing in front of you, and I think this happens, please, I am not trying to attack a particular gender, because right now I really have to be careful, but I think this idea of, I am walking and you just come, you want to hold my neck, you think you're being nice or being funny, and that's not something I want, and I'm telling you I don't want that, and you're like, stop misbehaving. You probably even mean it in a very good way or something, but the law says, look, do not take things for joke, do not take things lightly, and if it leads to assault, that's a different thing entirely. What the law is saying about assault is that, look, it is an illegal, unwanted physical contact. That contact wasn't wanted, obviously. It's unwanted physical contact. So this is like the basic of assault. Like I said, the main purpose of me bringing assault in here was because I was trying to differentiate between assault and physical injury, to make you understand that, look, while you can actually assault someone without using a weapon, physical injury, you legitimately need a weapon to do that. So that's what I'm trying to say today, that, like, look, try avoiding inflicting injury on people. It's against the law. The law is very cautious of that. And also try not to assault people, whether it's someone you know or someone you don't know, someone that annoyed you or someone that did not annoy you. So please, let's try and stay away from that. So it is my honest belief that at the end of today's session, you begin to understand that, look, if you are a parent, or if you are a guardian, or you are someone that has a maid in the house that can sometimes misbehave, or you are someone in charge of children, maybe in school or in religious centers, in charge of, you should know how to instill discipline without having to physically injure that particular child. And of course, I'm also talking to people generally. You should know how to trash out your issues without having to resort to injuries and making the person feel one sort of pain or the other. And at this point, this is where I'm going to end today's session. Really, this is where I'm going to end today's session, because I believe that you clearly understand what I'm trying to say. Do not inflict injury on people, and do not assault people. The law is strict on this. And if you are someone who has found his or herself as a victim of assault or as a victim of physical injury, please report. I don't know. I think the best person I'm going to tell you to report to right now is Nigerian police. Or if you cannot report to Nigerian police, which I do not see why you won't be able to, locate if it's probably the next law firm. And trust me, they probably will direct you to an organization that can do that for you or something. But what I'm trying to say is, the more people begin to understand that the law frowns at this and is ready to mete out serious punishment to as many that find themselves doing this, the more people begin to understand that we just cannot continue like this. So yeah, it's like come your way in the next edition. Stay happy, stay away from crime or anything that looks like it, and try your best not to assault anybody. Thank you very much. See you next time.